Welcome back to the Dubois County Humane Society for another edition of our Pet of the Week segment here with Kara Henke, the Executive Director. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and we've got a little, I would say little, but she's really not little, but we've got a little pretty lady with us here today. So Kara, who are we here to talk about?
So we have Stormy today. She is a 4-year-old Husky mix. And when I say she's a perfect dog, I actually mean it. So not a lot of Huskies get along with everything, where she is good with cats, she's good with dogs, and she's good with kids.
Ooh.
So she is just the trifecta right here.
I've not heard a peep out of her this whole time too, so she's perfect in the sense she's not like typical Huskies.
She is not. She's a very quiet, she's not very vocal. Like I said, we call her our helper dog. So those who aren't familiar with that, if we have a dog that's kind of shy, struggling, she's going to be one. She sees those over there. She's going to be one to like help out, to make sure they're comfortable and things like that. She is super sweet girl.
And she's got a very pretty smile.
She does. She's not showing it to us. She's turning around the whole time. She's camera shy. Stormy.
She's very interested in the other dogs that are in the vicinity of us here, as well as, what's going on behind us and whatnot. So she's very attention oriented on, what could be the next exciting thing, I think. But that's not a bad thing, because that means she's looking forward to all kinds of adventures for the future.
She is. And like I said, she's great with kids. We had our kickoff of our kids camp last week, which went great. The kids had a ball, and so did Stormy. She got to be walked by all of the kids and loved on. So when I say she's great with kids, like she thrives with the kids. She loves the attention. She loves all of the above.
Where are you going, girlfriend? She's like, I don't care about this interview. However, we do care about the interview.
We do. You are too perfect to be here any longer. You have to sit here and show all your good stuff.
Which she's excited to play, which, I mean, who can blame her? There's a lot of dogs to play with here. And Kara, that brings us to our next big adventure. You guys had a very eventful weekend.
Yes, well, it started Wednesday. I got the phone call about the situation, so we put things in motion. Like I said, like 4 o'clock on Wednesday, I got this phone call, and by 9 a.m. on Thursday, we were on site starting to assess the situation and pull some dogs right then and there. Overall, we pulled 33 animals.
Wow.
Some moms, some babies, some pregnant mamas, lots of corgis and doodles and oodles galore.
So a lot of dogs to bring into the shelter life, but however, you kind of cycled them through and got them back out of the shelter into foster right away, right?
Absolutely. Our community is fantastic. We put out the plea, hey, we have this situation, we need fosters, and I had applications upon applications upon applications wanting to help us. So we were able to get everybody that we wanted to get out immediately into foster homes. Some of those are temporary, that this week we're going to be finding more permanent fosters for them, and then some of them were they knew they kind of might be interested in adopting. Right. So it's one of those things that if they filled out a foster form, don't think we might not call you still, because we wanted to prioritize them not staying in the shelter. So we got them into some emergency foster homes, so that way they could decompress and be happy and not in here.
Right. And I mean, you guys have only limited amount of assets and resources in this, what is not a super small shelter, but is a small shelter. So being able to quickly cycle through and get them into homes and whatnot. But, it's a lot to undertake, taking in that many dogs in any given week. So, what does that process kind of look like for you guys? I would imagine that takes up a lot of resources.
It does. So we knew whenever it kind of came in that, so it was myself, one of our board members, a volunteer, and then our clinic staff. We all went out the first day to kind of assess the situation. We pulled at that point the people who were the ones who were either pregnant, nursing, or had medically needs. So with that being said, our clinic already had a full schedule that day for spay and neuters, and we showed up with at that point 17 dogs. Wow. And 10 of them being either adult or non-nursing dogs, and the rest of them being nursing puppies, and was like, hi. So those ladies over there, like they always do, handled it like a champ. Got everybody processed, and we were able to get most of them out. And then that next morning I went back and grabbed some more, and then in the afternoon Vanderburgh Humane Society and myself met out there, and we, between the two of us, took some more.
Which is, again, we only get to see a portion of it because you guys are working hard and can only post so many things on Facebook and whatnot. But as you said it, you're kind of tired. You're ready to maybe rest up a little bit, because that takes a lot of volunteers. It takes a lot of people, to drive the vehicles and to get these animals where they need to be to start start their better part of their journey and get them to a better place.
And as happy as we are for that, they don't understand that.
Right.
You know, they understand that that's all they've known, and they just got pulled from that. So the patience and the tolerance and the decompression side of things is so important, that they got into those foster homes, so that way they weren't overstimulated in the shelter. So, but with that, we have so many dogs that have been here that need great homes, because they are just absolutely perfect. Like Stormy, we have, just so many adoptable dogs right now that just have been setting and ready for their forever homes.
Right. So dogs that have been here for a little bit longer than that week time period, like Stormy and like all the others, they're currently available on the website, right?
Yep. And some of the ones that we pulled are available.
Perfect.
We will probably start cycling some of them that can go into like a foster to adopt situation for their forever homes. Probably tomorrow. They feel that we've opened up a few applications on the ones that we know are medically ready to go to that set.
I like that she just kind of sat and
I know. I just wish
down.
she did it this way, so
that's
you could
okay.
see her beautiful face.
She's a girl with priorities. We were up here gabbing, and she's like, "I want to watch what's going on over there."
Yeah,
and that
she's
is
our
perfectly
watchdog.
fine.
But yeah, so some of them are available on our website, and then it's one of those things when we speak with fosters, we figure out if they're wanting to adopt, we will be putting more available in whenever the vet gets everybody cleared and ready to go.
And for our, people who think size matters, do you have dogs of different sizes available?
Every size.
Every size.
Every size, every color. We have all the rainbows here at this current moment.
Which is good. So again, DuboisCountyHumane.org is a great place to start, or visit their Facebook page and kind of get an idea of what all or who all is coming in and out of the shelter and whatnot. And then hopefully, if they're available for adoption or foster to adopt, or just put that application in, you can find that stuff out there. And I'd say the same thing goes for Cat World. You guys are staying busy on the cat side of things as well.
So many kittens right now that are adorable, that's ready for their forever homes also. So with that, watch on our website to make sure that you're not coming to see somebody that's in a foster home, because we have some of our kittens in foster homes also. So it's a little bit harder to...
She's really trying. She's like, I'm gonna try to avoid you guys.
So it's a little harder. I don't want somebody showing up expecting to see one of the cats or dogs that aren't going to be here because they are in the foster home.
Right. So you just make sure that you know the availability of the animal if you're really interested in one in particular. And also, this brings us to a lot of animals in and out of the shelter, a lot of resources in and out, a lot of man hours per se.
Yes.
What do you guys need so far as donations?
So I'm going to stop for just a second and touch on the importance of heartworm prevention.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that I don't think people think a lot about in the moment, but we pulled these dogs, and probably over 3/4 of these dogs are heartworm positive.
Right.
Not only... Sorry, there's Mama Willow. Not only is it expensive to treat, it is very painful for the dogs. It is a very extensive. They are on like a 28-day cycle of medicine, and then they have to do some shots, and then they have to be retested, and then possibly do it all over again. So not only is it very painful, it's very expensive, and it's one of those things that, in the end, depending on other health-wise and things like that, it could cause a dog to pass because of the strain and stuff that it puts on their body. So with that, like I said, we have so many heartworm positive dogs, and we're going to be spending so much to make sure that they get the best care that they can. Monetary donations are very, very much appreciated in this standpoint, because it is one of those really, really hard moments that we're going to do everything any of the dogs need. But, at the end of the day, that definitely is hard on the bank accounts. Right.
And at the same time, too, if you've got any pets at home, that when they don't feel good, when they feel ill, they start acting out, and they don't act like themselves. And we don't want any of the shelter animals in the shelter here to be acting worse for wear because they're not feeling well, because they have this illness, whatnot. And it takes time, and it takes the cycling through, and it takes the funds to get this all done.
Yep, and it's very taxing on their bodies. So, a lot of times we try to get them into their foster homes and things like that. So that way they can do this treatment somewhere happier and calmer than the shelters.
Right, and that's all we can really hope for. And again, that provides so many opportunities for them to get past the treatment and then become the perfect new addition to anybody's lives.
Yeah. So with that, like I know I mentioned Vanderburgh Humane Society, we also had Paul's from Pike County, and I think Vincent's Animal Shelter also helped out there and pulled animals. So it was definitely a multi-organization group effort to get as many as we could.
And that is amazing that, again, now the animals are able to get their treatments, and they're able to really just hopefully thrive as they go into the next few months, and hopefully we don't see them in the next year or a few months after that, but again, just giving them the next step in life. But Kara, you've been very busy. Stormy's very busy with everything else going on around here today. Is there anything else you want to make sure to mention for this week?
No, just thank you for all of the volunteers and the support that the community and everybody has given us. Like, we couldn't do what we do without, without the support, and we want to continue to help these animals. So thank you guys.
Very good. Again, the website, Dubois County Humane, you can donate there, you can buy supplies there, you can buy some merch even, you can adopt, you can, see who's available.
Yep.
Lots of resources there. You can visit their Facebook as well for more information about what they're doing in daily operations and all of the other good things there. Or if you just want to stop by, they have certain open hours. You can visit their website to see what available open hours as well. So lots of options if you want to get involved in the Dubois County Humane Society in one way or another. Kara, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And this has been your Pet of the Week segment here on 18 WJTS, and your weather is next.